Okay, I guess we should get started here. Um, I'd like to introduce Barath Rao, the CEO of Leverj.
Hi guys, welcome Thomas. Today our team is going to discuss the staking mechanism, its importance in stabilizing the economy, and the rules by which the rewards are allocated to the stakers. Without further ado, I'm handing it off to Swapman to go through the economics.
Thanks, Bharat. Yeah, we're going to just talk higher level about the Lev staking system. I'll start with just a basic overview. Instead of a single token, we use a bi-level token model. This is in contrast to what the Binance, for example, or OKX are planning to use with their OKB token, where you have a single token, and in order to use it to reduce fees on the exchange, you have to sell essentially the token, or they'll sell it for you in order to redeem a discounted fees. What we do instead is we split this and have the Lev token, which was part of the token generation event, and then which has a fixed supply, and then the FEE token, which is a secondary ERC20 token, which is used as a sort of coupon for trading fees and holds a more or less is intended to hold a more or less stable value as a result. And this token is received by staking the primary token Lev. So going to show you then just this example in the figure here. So we have A, B, and C, who are different Lev holders. One could be someone who participated in the TGE, or maybe a market maker, or the Leverj team themselves. The way it works is they have Lev tokens that they send over to the staking contract in the period, let's say a week of the staking period. And over that course of the week, Leverj, the trading platform, is sending the trading fees that are paid by its users, which is paid in ETH and FEE tokens. They're sending it to the staking contract, which tells the staking contract, how much trading fees have been utilized across the period. And then what it does is, after the staking period is over, it creates new fee tokens to match the value of the coupon in ETH terms for those trading costs. So if there's 100 ETH paid across the week equivalent, then you distribute then the requisite number of fee at the rate of 0.001 ETH. And these fee tokens that are created are then distributed to A, B, and C in the proportion of the Lev amount and time that they have staked. And this will be in more detail discussed by Nemal. So on the next slide, I talk more about this secondary token. So how do we make efforts to stabilize the value? Because it's clear that there's not this sell pressure for the Lev token, since you don't need to you don't just sell it in order to redeem any of the discounts. Instead, you are just staking it, which reduces the active supply. And this is allowing you to receive this secondary FEE token. And so the FEE token is only ever created by the staking contract itself, and only when there's actual costs both in ETH and FEE that are sent to the staking contract itself. And it is only dispersed to those who are staking Lev. So once it's created, it's only dispersed at that point to those who have Lev and staking Lev and participating in the ecosystem this way. So this is the way that the supply is governed, because only as the trading activity on the platform gets higher and higher, more and more people will be wanting to use the FEE tokens and will be using the FEE tokens in order to pay for fees. And then more FEE tokens will also be distributed to the Lev stakers, the more activity there is. And so the demand for this token is coming primarily from the discount in the market that it has for this face value of 0.001 ETH. So if a trader is able to get a discount in this delta, I've put in this equation here, it's just showing a simple discount to the face value that you're able to get. So if you're able to buy 25% below the 0.001 ETH, then you're going to be able to save. If you're going to be trading on Leverj anyway, it will save you 25% if you decide to pay your fees with FEE instead. So this is what's producing the stream of demand and how the supply is kept in check. And on the next slide, I show you how just a simple quick cycle of the creation of a FEE token and how its supply and the demand is going from the point of the creation over to the redemption and reservation by the Leverj team. So as I mentioned before, the staking contract is creating the new FEE from the Lev stake. And then let's say that the person the Lev holder who receives this new created fee at the end of the staking period, that they are going on the FEE ETH order book that Leverj will be running, and they just want to sell the fee token right away and just earn some ETH. And then some other trader who has been on the other end of the trade, he has purchased this fee token, and he decides he wants to use it because to trade on Leverj. He has planning to do a lot of trading, so he gets this fee token in order to get a discount. And then once he actually makes the trade and receives the discount, it goes to Leverj, the platform, and then that is sent to the staking contract. And then that FEE token, which has been received and paid for fees, is essentially taken out of circulation, and the effective supply has dropped because this FEE token is not going to be used. It's not necessarily burnt, but rather reserved in case there's any sort of strange issues with supply. Then the team has these available, but otherwise they won't be used. They're not meant to just go always back out into the supply. And then the next slide. Here's an example of an FEE ETH order book where this is where people who are staking Lev and receiving fee, they'll be selling it. And the people who are trading, they'll have bid orders that they want to buy the FEE tokens in order to get discounts. And in this example order book I put, it's just trading at a bit less than the 10% discount to the face value. So, if you have 10 ETH of fees that you have to pay, then you'll roughly be able to get away with paying just 9 ETH instead if you end up buying the order book, buying from the order book the FEE tokens. And essentially, the way the model is structured, that it's going to likely be trading at some discount, maybe not 10%, perhaps even 20 or 30%. The idea is that a market arises for the FEE tokens such that Lev stakers who want to earn income from it are able to just sell the FEE tokens they receive, and there's a healthy market for traders on the platform to actually purchase those FEE tokens in order to get a discount. So the equilibrium is going to land as a discount, and it's unclear exactly how deep, but this is essentially how it will work. And in the next slide, this is just a sort of a summary, I suppose, of the ecosystem in general, where you have the Leverj trading platform where traders are using it and generating trading fees, and then Leverj sends those trading fees to the staking contract. The staking contract has Lev holders who are locking their Lev tokens, and then distributes the new fee created from those trading fees detected in the staking contract, and then it's dispersed to these Lev stakers who decide to participate in the fee/ETH order book, or they use it for themselves in order to trade for free, basically. So this is the overall view of the ecosystem, and essentially it reaches an equilibrium that all the stakeholders within the system are properly incentivized, and it maintains stability. So that's everything I have on the economics. I'll give it over to Nirmal now.
Hi, this is Nirmal. I'm CTO for Leverj. I'm going to explain how distribution for fee token works based on staking of Lev tokens. In this graph, I have a horizontal x-axis, which is blocks for staking, essentially displaying that, let me take the point, yeah, which says that block number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is essentially staking period. Assume that staking starts at block number 1 and expires at block number 6. In Solidity contract, we want to make a contract simple so that it doesn't have any security issues or anything. The way staking works is user gets proportion when user stakes their lab tokens. They get fee proportion to the amount of lab tokens they have staked and for how long. So we wanted to store information that how much staking every user has done in a staking contract. So we came up with the concept of Lev blocks. Lev blocks is nothing but, oops, Lev blocks is number of blocks for which Lev is staked. So if user is staked for longer period, they get a large number of Lev blocks. In this example, I have two users, Bob and Alice. Alice stakes one Lev block at the starting of staking period. So at the end of staking period, Alice has 6 Lev blocks, whereas Bob stakes 2 Lev blocks at block number 5. So at the end of staking period, Bob has 4 Lev blocks. Effectively, Bob gets 40% of staking, 40% of fee tokens generated, and Alice gets 60% of fee generated. So this is a very simple demonstration how everyone gets their share of fee. If there are more users, this will be distributed accordingly. Uh, we wrote our staking contract and did internal audit. And after this audit, uh, we also went ahead for external auditing company, Blockchain Labs, and they came up with certain few issues which were minor. And we triaged all the issues, fixed them, and then deployed new sets of staking and fee tokens, which are available at these addresses. You can check these addresses here. Also, staking contracts can be read at our GitHub, which is open, and uh, you can stake your Lev tokens at stake.leverage.io. I will just show you those sites. So here we have audit report from Blockchain Labs, and effectively they haven't found any major or critical issues. As you can see here, minor and moderate issues which have been traced and fixed. Major and critical, there are no major and critical. Fee tokens are here, and we have also on Etherscan we have verified source code, so that you can go and check the source code. Similarly for stake contract also, we have source code verified. You can read the source code if you want to audit yourself. Plus, for staking, you can go to our website stake.leverage.io to stake Lev tokens. In the slide, it was a very simple example what we had used with Bob and Alice just staking 1 and 2 Lev tokens. Here I have created a little bit more involved spreadsheet where we can check how staking affects if you stake early in the staking period or later in the staking period. For in this example, if you see, Alice staked at block number 700. Here, staking started at block number 0 and expires at 1000. Alice staked at block number 700 with 200 stake. So her Lev blocks are 60,000, and based on that, Alice gets 29468 fee tokens. But if Alice would have staked at very beginning, or let's say at block number 20, so this number would have been 78,000. So you can see the same number of Lev tokens is staked early in the life cycle of a staking contract. You are going to get higher share of fee tokens. But if you are staking at almost at the end, you will get lower numbers of fee tokens. You can also stake multiple times. For example, here Bob is staked at block number 20 and then at block number 400. And based on that, Bob gets 286,287 fee tokens. I'm also trying to demonstrate here that at the end of a staking period, which is 1000, block number 1000, Bob tried to stake 1 million Lev tokens. Bob saw that there is a lot of trading fee has been generated. So Bob tries to invest or tries to stake 1 million Lev tokens at the end of staking period, but this counts as a 0 Lev blocks. And there is no benefit of staking these 1 million tokens. Now, I will open this to audience if they want to put any other number to play around. That let's say Charlie increases. Does anyone wants to suggest any other number? So I can actually put it here as instead of 50, let's say I put 150. So you can see currently Charlie is going to get 19,000. As soon as I say 150, amount increases to 52,000. So this is how later on Charlie also can say I want to put 100 more Lev tokens, and Charlie's share increases to 74,000 and everyone else share actually goes down because I have a limited supply of fee tokens. Any questions? Okay, so this actually concludes my presentation. If anyone has any questions, they are welcome to ask.
Yes, please ask any questions. You can go ahead and put them in the chat box. Okay. No questions today, it looks like. Thank you very much for everyone for coming to the webinar. We'll get this up on YouTube later today. Have a great day, everyone.